life. Man, my man Ty, I'm
What's up,
on
Ty?
time today.
He's up on time today.
I love it.
Oh, shoot. What it do, snackers and snackers? It's your boy Gage. Jokes in the building. Sins in the building. It's Wednesday. It's not our normal cutscenes day. We're now tuned into cutscenes where we talk about video games once a week. And that's because cutscenes are,
The best
Best
part of the
part of the
game.
game.
oh man. Oh man. I like it. Yeah, we're running a little behind today. It's not our normal day. I actually had a visitor come by from over in California. It's been a long time. Good friend, him and his family. So it ran us a little late, but you know, we good. We got some
Yeah.
things to talk about. Let's you know what? Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Ty, I'm glad. I'm so happy you are on time today, that you're in the chat today. Cause I know we've been talking about playing some Grand Theft tonight. Why you giggling so hard, son?
I just have an idea where it's going. That's all.
Okay.
Wait until he sneezes. He's gonna sneeze, and that's when you're gonna know it's real for him.
It's gonna be a little slow today. Some of us, but not all of us. Sin,
Yes.
start spreading the news, bro.
Hey, your boy got his Series X.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
New addition to the family. I'm here, baby. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Better late than never.
Welcome
Yes.
to the team, sir.
Yes.
Welcome to the team. How are you enjoying it?
Hey, look. The rate, the speed at which I should say that I jump in and out of Grand Theft to Destiny to back is ridiculous. And I'm loving every minute. I've even noticing points where, like, I swear the box is moving faster than the games can handle sometimes. Like, it's ridiculous.
Games be confused. Whoa. Hey, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, like I was saying, like the quick resume thing. Like, I forgot all about it till I was, messing around with games, getting stuff moved, transfers. Like, oh, let me go back and let me go run some Grand Theft. And I'll go in and I'm standing there already, like, at the board for the heist, whatever. Then the game was like, oh wait, no, you got to come back out. You were gone too long. Like it's never done that before.
Game was like, wait a minute, you're not online.
Yeah.
Right? What's going on here?
Yeah, but like the sheer time being saved is ridiculous with the speed of this console. Like I was telling jokes earlier while you were with your man, just like the rate of I'm just getting stuff done in Destiny. Like, be able to jump in that fast, move, knock something out. Okay, I can go back to watching something else. Just bouncing around, moving in and out. Like, it is difficult to go back. Yeah, it is difficult to go back after you've had this thing. Just off the speed and swapping games.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're used to next gen just being about graphical leaps.
Mm-hmm.
And being pretty happy with that. But quality of life, man. As adult gamers with jobs and kids and whatever, man, a lot of times you just don't have a lot of time to really get in and play like you want to. And sometimes you're like, man, I really would like to play something. And it's one of the things you don't even really think about until you have something like this happening now where it's like, I can really jump. Like, I got like 20 minutes. I can actually really jump in and play and not spend like 5 of those 20 minutes on a loading screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or if I get in and I die and then I got to go to a loading screen and now that's taking, like, you really can just jump in. And I really think it's going to elevate the kinds of games that you even consider as a kind of game you can just jump in, play for a little bit, play for a few minutes and jump out before you head to work or, in between something or whatever. And other things have to get put on hold. A little bit. Hey, listen, that division gonna load up fast too. Like, I don't know.
I haven't tried that yet.
I don't know if it's really gonna matter. That is really just because we gotta get ready for these new heists that are coming. in a couple of weeks, man. And so me and Sam just kind of been talking about like, yo, we gotta stack some bread. We gotta stack some bread because I'm gonna tell you what's not
gonna happen.
They're not gonna drop them joints. They're not gonna drop them joints on the 10th, and I'm in that joint like, oh, I can't do none of this yet. Nah, bro.
Nope.
Nah, not me.
Look, a submarine base.
They want
a submarine. You already know that's a couple. You know that's a couple.
Trying to stack some paper.
A submarine base.
Hold up.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a submarine base.
And you know what it means? You got to buy a submarine. So understand, I'm going to have them M's ready when that comes out. I don't want to be scrambling. See, I'm trying to avoid that. That's what I'm doing the work now.
You will be buying a shark card because you don't play. Yeah, I don't even know why you would buy a shark card. You ain't going to get on. That's why we playing this joint without you. But we know you running Destiny tonight, jumping into the race.
Finally.
Yeah. Hopefully that goes well. Hopefully.
I hope so.
And you can get that information and you can bring it back. You can bring it back to me, and then we can get a squad together.
We gotta build our squad. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't think they liked him talking about. He did something.
You know what I'm saying? He's always doing something. He's always doing something to take off Bruce Wayne and the people behind the scenes that want to cut him off from saying what he's got to say.
Today they didn't even give him the opportunity.
How long is it going to take to get to the raid?
Talking with Mitch, who's gonna run through it, he's like, if we just go smooth through it, don't worry about like none of the extra stuff, maybe about an hour and a half. Oh yeah, he gone.
Yeah,
he gone.
Okay.
So we're gonna look weird for a minute, but whatever. So
and you will be streaming it tonight as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna get everything hooked up, so I can kind of stream that through. Because I just really want to start to learn, just get the mechanics.
There we go.
There we go. He's back, and so if I can learn it and then kind of be able to teach it out as well too, because I mean that's the best part I love about the Destiny community is if you find that group and it's like, hey, yeah, we got you. Hop in with us. We're gonna take you through this, let you help you learn it. That way you can do the same thing. So hopefully it just goes as smooth as possible.
It's not. It's not.
But my fingers are crossed for you.
I mean, well, you know what? Let me ask you a question. Do you know? I know you're playing with Mitch. How many other people are you running with that are people who have already done it?
As far as I know, the way we're gonna run it is 4 of them have already done it. 2 of us are gonna be fresh into it. So I at least I've at least like watched a couple videos, so I kind of have an idea of what to actually do. So that'll be a little piece, but until you really get in and do it, it'll always change. I'm just hoping maybe I can get this exotic sword before I get on, because apparently that does wonders to help out during the raid.
You got some work to do.
What level are you?
1233 or 1234 last time I checked.
Oh, I still got work to do to catch up to you. 1213 right now.
1250?
Entry that tells you 1220 is the minimum requirement.
Okay.
1230 is kind of the good place to kind of hover around as you go through, because once you pick up a few armor pieces and things to swap them in and out, you're going to get a pretty hefty boost.
Cool.
I know a couple of them are 1260. Like I didn't even know. Yeah, I thought 1250 was the cap, but once you get enough of the raid weapons and armor and pop them all on, it pushes you over that.
Okay. Me like you.
Okay. I guess. That means okay. All right. All right, so look, man, let's rap a little bit. You know what? Did y'all see the new skin pack for Mortal Kombat that dropped today?
Yeah, with the retro, like the old school.
Yeah, the old school movie joints. Yeah, that's kind of dope. That's kind of dope that they would have that.
They really could have just put that joint in Combat Pack 2, man. They try to get my money again.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They got it. They got it. They got my money. I don't even care about any of those characters. But I have to have it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's Raiden, dog. Like,
yes.
I don't need to play with him. I need to kill him. That's just.
Come
on, bro. That joint is a blow. You're right, Marquita. They set me up. Mm-hmm. That joint came across my news feed, and I was like,
"Damn."
You mean from Mortal Kombat the movie? Like what?
Like, yeah.
So wait, click. I need to click on this. I need to know more about this.
Damn it!
Luckily,
I gotta buy it.
A buy now thing right next to it. Because you probably would have just said,
"Yeah,
boop, done."
Oh, you know it. You know it.
It's already too late. I got it there. It's already too late. I'm in there. I thought I was done for at least a little while with the joint. You know what I'm saying? I already beat the joint with the 3 new characters or whatever. Like, thought I was done.
You thought wrong.
You got me again. What else can they possibly do? What can we expect from them next?
Man, who knows?
In this game,
they've been throwing.
Who's missing? What characters are missing? Reptile.
Okay, that's
Ermac.
Reptile. Mm-hmm. We need some 80s some 80s action hero type to throw in there too.
I mean, but that's all there has been. I mean, that's what RoboCop and Rambo and
there's another.
That's what they.
We know they're gonna have.
Who else can they throw in there? Kurt Russell is.
I was about to say Snake Plissken. Kurt Russell, yeah.
Hey.
New York.
Yo, if they do that and they make a skin where that Bama looks like Solid Snake, I'm done. I'll lose it.
See?
I'll lose it.
They gonna get you.
What they need to do is they need to get Michael Dudikoff, American Ninja, in that joint.
Hey, look, that'll get me back in it. I'd buy that
dog, what?
If you get a Johnny Cage skin with Michael Dudikoff, oh yeah.
Straight up, bro. I'd be all about it, yeah. All about it. I just wanted to touch base on that. Hey, so check this out. We have talked multiple times about Grand Theft Auto Online being a completely separate entity from Grand Theft Auto 5, the game. I was like, it's going to happen. There's no two ways around it. It doesn't even make sense. They'll do that before they put out a GTA 6, whatever. Today they announced Red Dead Online. It's going to be a standalone.
Bound to happen.
If you're gonna test it, test it in the joint with the fewer players. You open up this game that doesn't have as much going on as that, and see what happens. Now, I saw people talking about it being free to play. It's not free to play. You have to buy it, but it's only $5.
Right, you're not paying for the whole
game until like February 15th. It drops December 1st. The regular price on it is $15.
Oh, that's still not bad.
Drops December 1st.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
No, it's not. It's really not. And then you have an option, if you want, to add the story content later, separately.
Okay.
Here's the tricky trick. That joint is 123 gigs.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with what I got right now. I don't need the 123 gigs right now.
That makes me think. Listen, that makes me think you're buying the whole thing, and you would just be paying to unlock the story content.
Yeah, it's just going to be there already, and then you just pay for it. It just unlocks and you're good to go.
You pay for it, it's going to be there. It's not gonna, dog. I can't imagine there's another download for that. Like that has to be.
And you know what? If that's the case, I can already see people online in the chats and all that kind of stuff, like people going off, just like they did when they what game was that? When they locked the carriers at Capcom.
Why?
Like it's already on the disc. I should already own it. You know, one of them type of things or whatever. Why am I paying?
I don't think it's the same thing. I really don't. I don't even think it quite comes close. Say that again.
Oh, there we
go. No, you were going in and out.
Yeah, you went in and out.
Oh. I was just saying, I don't even think it's the same thing. Like I don't think that this and Street Fighter, like Street Fighter, you were buying the disc. People who were complaining about it are people who were buying the disc, and like that was at a time when like DLs, like people just weren't used to it. You know what I mean? Like at this point, unless look, I'm positive Red Dead Redemption 2 has gone on sale for half price. You know what I'm saying? For 25 as opposed to 50 or 30 as opposed to 60 or whatever. At this point, you paying $5 for the joint. So if you pay for $5 for it now, even if you catch the full story when it's on sale and just unlock the rest of it, realistically, what difference does it make? You paying $5 for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You're probably right. I mean, you probably will go nuts. You're right. Yeah, 123 gigs, Dennis. Straight up. And I know that's your joint, Ty. And I'm like, you know what? It might be time. Speed of these boxes makes jumping in the Red Dead
a lot easier.
I'm not trying to rub it in, Ty. I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm just saying that, like,
whatever.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I agree. Like you're not paying full price for it, so I don't really think it's that big a deal. And I think in this case, people know what they're getting.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're paying $5, even if you pay the full 20, you know what you're getting. Well, I just think people are so used. Like with Street Fighter was different because people were upset because the characters were already on the disc and they were charging you for the DLC. It's like you paid full price for the game and the content is already on the disc and you're paying to unlock content that's on the disc. It's also Street Fighter where with Capcom traditionally you're used to playing a fighting game and you have to beat you beat the game with a certain character that unlocks another character. You beat the game with another character that unlocks another character. Like that's just the way it's always been. So it felt very disingenuous to feed that to a group of people that know those things about those games in and out. Like the fighting game community knows, oh, you playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2? But you got to beat it with so-and-so in order to unlock so-and-so. And you beat it with so-and-so to unlock this person. And you do this thing to unlock this person. This is all there, but yes, you have to do the work to unlock it. You know what I mean? Which I think has grown now into you can pay to unlock it or you can play to unlock it, which is the way a lot of things are these days, right? So, but yeah, I mean, 123 gigs is going to eat some space, bruh. But I think if you're paying for it and you really get into it, it might be the only thing you're playing anyway. Bro, listen, you get a posse together, man. They doing an update next week. That is up in like the bounties and the criminals you can go and get and all that kind of stuff. So
okay,
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be pretty crowded.
So I say you gonna load up GTA now. So by the time the show's over, he'll be ready to go.
hey, listen, honestly, Ty, it might be like that, bro. It might be like that. You know what I'm saying? A week ago when things was different, and I had one and Sin didn't, and we was playing together. My man was getting a little upset with me.
No, I had to learn how to
start
play with the speed of my box.
Man, listen, I started a mission. Huh?
Now I was like, Sin's still hovering in the sky while you in there already ready to go.
Bro, listen. I start a mission, a casino mission. He comes out. I'm at the front of the arcade, sitting in the car,
right,
waiting, ready to go.
And I'm like,
he came out. He was like, listen. He was like, hey, did you come out the front door of the arcade? No, I did not. And he was like, now I'm saying I came out the back and you wasn't here. You already in the front. And I'm like, oh, it's a heist mission. You know you can't come out the front of the arcade. You always come out through the garage. You got to come out the back. And he was like, nah, but I came out and you was out front sitting in the car. I'm like, yeah, because my joint loaded and I'm waiting on you. And he was like, hey, man, get the fuck out of here.
Like, no, like it was to the point.
Listen, he just stopped coming in the arcade.
Yeah, just stopped going to the arcade. It was no point. Just erase that loading time. I'll just wait right here. Go ahead and start it. He'll be back in a second. Like, there's no point in me going to the arcade now. Now that I got a bot, now that I have the series right. But before, there's no point in going to the arcade if you're playing with somebody with a series. There's no point.
He was just sitting outside. Like, I'd come outside and he'd just be sitting outside already, just never came in the arcade. Because otherwise it was too much. It was fluke.
Ridiculous. Are we losing him again?
Boy.
Jokes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
There
He's
you
back.
go.
He's back.
Yeah, it's you. You got to shut that down. Yeah. You right, doctor. Folks will have to pay for that extra storage. I just told y'all. Based on what I'm doing, I'm really about to give Microsoft my money. I'm about to buy this extra storage thing to go in the back of the system.
I'm right there too.
Because with these Black Friday sales,
and again, for real, it hurts, but it's realistic. It's not overpriced. It really isn't. And at least there's a solution. Because like PlayStation has no solution, which I guess is another thing we should kind of talk about. Right now there is no external storage solution for PlayStation, like at all. Like you just have to take stuff off the hard drive and that's it. Like you can't do anything. You can't do internal, you can't do external, you can't do anything. That's terrible.
Yeah.
One additional way.
It really does. Right. It really does tell me that they were not prepared. I actually think that that's part of the reason why they didn't push as many of the digital systems as they really could have, because they know people aren't going to have you. It's not just that there's not enough space. Not only that, but they also provided a much smaller amount of hard drive space.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, out of the gate. And then there's no internal or external solution for them. So that being the case, you're stuck. If you have one, once you start downloading, I mean, if you put Call of Duty on that joint,
that's a wrap.
Almost done. You put Call of Duty, Valhalla, maybe one other game on there. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much used it up.
Yeah, I felt
Red Dead and Red
Dead. Yeah, what I had left on, like from the Series X, I mean, it was 800 and some odd gigs that was available off there. I put Call of Duty, Valhalla, Gears, and Destiny on there. That was literally half the space already, maybe a tad bit more, but that joint was like half of it right then and there.
Facts. Like, I will tell you, I'm gonna look at what's on my hard drive right now, because I've been looking at what it's gonna take, and I might just have to drop that bread, man, and just be like, you know what? Go ahead and just give me the stupid little storage. Just right. And Cyberpunk drops. That's gonna be it.
That ain't no.
And again, Cyberpunk's not even the real next gen version.
And when that comes out.
But that's the thing. Like, I know, Sin, you told me that you went through what I was talking about last week with the upgrade thing. Remember how I told you, like, you download it, you move it to your hard drive, and you go to play it, and it's like you gotta upgrade.
No, wait, you gotta upgrade.
You upgrade. You adding a lot more gigs than you even realize.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
These Black Friday deals, I gotta go in and do that with it.
Because my Watch Dogs did that. Because I originally had Watch Dogs pre-downloaded on the hard drive before I got the Series X, and then when I went to boot it up, it was like, hey, there's this 40 gigabyte upgrade available for you. Just like, oh, come on.
Matter of fact, I gotta do that when we get off. Update.
Right now, I have 14 games on my internal. Okay. Not all of them are big. Like, I have small stuff like Ori and the Blind Forest, which, let me tell y'all something about super sampled 6K at 60 frames a second, bruh. I never heard of such. But when you play Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and you play the Series X version, it gives you the you can run it at 120. 4K, you can run it 4K 120. My TV doesn't do 120. So what it does is it'll tell you, we don't detect the 120 hertz mode. You're being swapped over to, they do this thing called super sampled 6K. 6K, bruh. It's ridiculous, dog. It's ridiculous. It looks like they remastered the game. It's stupid. Dog, never heard of such.
You said you have you said you have 14 games on yours?
I have 14 games. Dog. They include Watch Dogs Legions, Red Dead Redemption 2, Marvel, Mortal Kombat 11. As far as like the big games, Grand Theft, Forza 4, Destiny 2. Bright Memory is small. You know what I'm saying? But like, mind you, this is filtered just in my internal. This is what's on my on the internal. And I have 165.2 gigs left of 802.
Yeah, I'm at
I get maybe one more game on it.
Yeah, I'm at 54%. I have 367 gigs left. Same thing pretty much. The Valhalla, Call of Duty, Destiny 2, Gears 5, Ori. I got Sword Art, which ain't that big, Tetris, and Watch Dogs, and then a whole bunch of apps. But that literally is already 54% of the drive already.
I mean, literally. Let me see something.
Yeah, I can't look at mine. Mine's out there in the living room for right now.
Yeah. Sort by size. So if you go in and you sort it by size, right now the largest thing on the hard drive is Red Dead Redemption 2, which is 121.1 gigs. And I don't do Call of Duty, so that's not going to be an issue. Watch Dogs Legion is only 37, 39, 38. Destiny 2 is only 65. Destiny 2 was like 120 some odd gigs. When they did the new update, they took a bunch of the old stuff out and cleared a lot of stuff out, and so it's not as big. Yeah, but Mortal Kombat 11 is 102. That's my second largest. So I don't even have like really big, but Cyberpunk I know is going to be a solid 120 to 130 gigs.
Oh yeah,
easy, and that's once I grab the additional assets. So yeah, like storage size is definitely going to be an issue. And realistically, I mean, it's not even like there's necessarily a lot of stuff coming this year, but even if they just do an update to a game, like I was thinking about doing Master Chief Collection because they sized that, and I was like, but that joint is like 150 gigs.
Yeah, that's going murked.
You know what I'm saying? By itself, because it's all of those games and they all updated and all that. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So that's a little tricky. I will say anyway, there's Game Pass, which is like stuff's there. You can download it and remove it. I have 2 external drives that are connected to my box right now. One is a 8 terabyte, and the other is a 4 terabyte. The 8 terabyte is 93% full, and I move stuff off of those to put them on the internal. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of games that I probably would like to play and would like to get the benefits of the SSD that are sitting on external drives that I can play. But if I really want to get the benefits of having the box, I need to move.
Gotta move over, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of a matter of picking and choosing. Like right now, like we were just talking about running Division 2 tonight. I'm not running that joint off the external. I'm gonna move that joint. It's gonna be on the internal when I run it. Because I want all that sexy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna move that, once I move it, then if there are additional assets or whatever it needs to grab, then it's gonna grab it, upgrade them or whatever. I'm gonna get that joint ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna move that joint tonight after we get done.
Same here.
So we can run it tomorrow. But it's not on the internal right now. I mean, I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna need to get that hard drive though.
We all are, yeah. There's no 2 ways about it.
I'm gonna have to. Because realistically, by the time there's a solution, an external solution that's ready for PlayStation 5, that same external solution will be something that's ready for the X. And here's the other thing. Because you can use an external with the Xbox, again, I think I told y'all this, but Digital Foundry did this really, really dope video where they tested the internal SSD on the Xbox Series X against a regular external hard drive, against a external SSD, like a Samsung external SSD, which is almost as fast because you can do an external SSD. It's just not as fast. You're not going to get all the same benefits, but it was pretty close. And then they took an internal SSD and put it and connected it to a USB and ran that externally and did tests against that. And all them tests, they come out pretty close. So right now, I'm thinking Friday, between Friday and Cyber Monday, me and Amazon gonna have a talk.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Facts.
We gonna talk real close. Like I'm gonna be whispering sweet nothings in Amazon ear. I don't know if this Amazon is from the same island as Wonder Woman, but if she is, I'm gonna talk that talk. He got to find us a hard drive at a really, 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 really nice price, bro. And it needs to be an SSD.
And as soon as you do, shoot me the link.
Yeah, what? Bruh.
Shoot me the link.
Listen, when I got the link for the Series X, did I not?
Salute, bro.
How immediate, bro.
And I have it now because of that link. Thank you very much, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Clutch move.
You know what I mean? I looks out. You know what I mean? I keep y'all. Look, realistically, that's a feel like another mistake a lot of people are gonna make. Right? That people are getting these new boxes or whatever. They're gonna be like, I need an external, and they're gonna go on Amazon and they're gonna buy external hard drives that are regular hard disk drives that are not SSD.
Because all they're gonna do is they're gonna see that nice price with that big giant storage space and not even look into it. They're gonna see this 8 terabyte for like $120. Like, oh, let me grab this. Nah.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's what's really, really tricky. When you start looking at external SSDs, you have to look at the right speed. You have to look at the speed on them. You can find SSDs that will be a slightly lower price, and they might have the same hard drive space. It might be a 1 terabyte or a 2 terabyte, and they generally run somewhere in the $200 or more range. But the difference is the speed on them. And the thing about it is that external, that one that Microsoft makes, is faster than those. But these are pretty fast. And the other thing is, it might be worth it to look at an internal and a external, and an enclosure or a hookup for it. So, and see what that's going to cost you. But you really have to look at it, because if you just go on Amazon and look up SSDs, like external SSDs, you're going to find all kinds of stuff. You're going to see them at all kinds of prices. And sometimes it's going to make sense. You're going to think you're getting a really good deal because you'll see something that is the same hard drive size for a lot less money, even a little less money, and you won't realize that the difference is that the speed of the drive itself is not the same, and you want the fastest one you can get. You want it to be able to read and write at the fastest speed you can get. So that's gonna make a difference. Yeah, Ty, there's definitely a speed difference. We can talk about it tonight if you want to when we jump on Grand Theft. And I have a few links, man, because I saved some stuff because I already started doing the research. I started doing the research like 2 months ago. Right after Digital Foundry actually dropped their joint, I started looking into it. And then I got confused and I was like, all right, I need to sort this all out so I can figure out what's what. You don't want to grab an external that's just a regular external. It ain't gonna do you no good unless you just feel like having a space.
Before they started doing this, like I grabbed one of those the Western Digital black ones, which by all means they're pretty quick. But then they just went ahead and they upgraded and made a second line of the WD Black that actually has the M.2 SSDs in them. So I'm a little upset, but it's like the one that I have is decent when it was on the 1X, but it's got but it ain't an M.2, so it's kind of like
yeah, it's a little different. So listen, let's talk because Game Pass. Phil Spencer did a little talky talk. He was doing a little talking with The Verge on their podcast earlier this week, man, and said that we could probably expect to see Game Pass show up as an app on TVs within the next 12 months.
We said that was going to happen.
Yep.
Samsung going to end up being the first.
There's no way. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. But I'm telling you, that joint is going to be on Roku's. Like, they're going to do their own stick.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what the difference is probably going to be. I would be willing to say that if Microsoft actually produces their own hardware, that's a USB or an HDMI stick that goes in the back of your TV that has Game Pass, it's going to be in the way that it talks to the controller. It's going to be claiming that it's faster or something like that, right? Because a Roku's not going to allow you, you know what I'm saying, that connectivity or whatever. That's what it's going to come down to. That's literally what it's going to come down to, because your TV is not going to have the Bluetooth for you to connect directly to that using your controller.
Yeah, it'd be like picking up a Chromecast or something like that.
Yeah. It's going to have to be able to either talk directly to the servers, or it's going to have to work Bluetooth with the TV. And so if it doesn't, you're out. But seeing that happen within the next 12 months doesn't really surprise me. And I really am the way, again, this whole like console war thing, it exists, but only because we perpetuate it. Because the reality of it is, it's not even the same fight it used to be. Like, they not even like, again, Microsoft wants to sell consoles, but they more interested in getting you in their ecosystem. If they can remove the barrier of you having to have, look, man, if you can buy a TV or you just download an app and that joint is there and all you need is a controller, that's going to change everything. Sure. It just really is. It really is. And I think that's super, super smart. You know, people who just don't want to have a console or ain't thinking about it or don't care. Grandparents who are in the house who have a new TV, it's a smart TV. They probably never even use the functions of it. But the grandkids come over, whatever. All the grandkids got to do is bring their controller. You know what I mean? And they can log into their own accounts or whatever on Game Pass or whatever and just start playing. With that cloud streaming thing, man, if they get that bopping, that's literally going to change it all. That's going to change it all. Jim Ryan did an interview last week, and we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of things he said. Jim Ryan, who is he's the Phil Spencer for PlayStation. Okay. They kind of blew this out of proportion, but they asked him, like, what are you going to do about Game Pass? And my man was like, we actually have something coming. We're just not ready to talk about it yet. So I'm going to ask y'all, what do y'all think it is? What do you think they're going to do?
I mean, they're smart. They literally would just be trying to steal the formula. Now, obviously, Microsoft has built some bridges with different developers and everything to bring those games into Game Pass. I don't know if Sony, now, granted, I'm sure there's going to be some developers. As soon as Sony says they have whatever this is, they're going to be like, look, we'll do the same thing. We want to be on board. We want to be able to get our games in front of more people than just straight up purchasing them. The map is there. It's just a matter of the way that PlayStation is going to execute it. I think out the gate, I don't think it's going to be as strong as Game Pass, but I do think it will be a good incentive for people that especially love to stay inside of the PlayStation ecosystem. I think it's going to be a great push. Then, of course, Sony TVs, if they start putting, I know they did that at one point where they had the app on the TVs already where you could try to download certain games and do certain things, but I don't think it went very well because I'm pretty sure they stopped doing it after that first.
Sony don't really make their own TVs anymore.
Yeah, that initial run when they did it. So, I mean, I just think they need to use the same catalyst. Try to build those relationships with these different developers to try to get them into whatever they're going to try to do with it. I think they would try to be wrong to try to say per se to like undercut and try to come in cheaper than like Game Pass or something like that. But the issue is that when they first launch, it's not going to be as big as Game Pass. So maybe initially it does come.
Could it be as big? What do you mean when you say it won't be as big? Do you mean they won't have as many games? Do you just mean there won't be as many people on the service, right? Or what do you mean when you say it won't be as big?
As many games.
What's up, Alfonso?
Granted, PlayStation, there's tons and tons of titles, but obviously I'm sure they're working through different developers, different people, everyone to see which ones they can get on there. So I think it's just going to be a little bit of time for them to kind of build that library up to get it to where Game Pass is. But obviously with PlayStation's own first party library, what they have is still pretty deep in itself. So if they take a lot of those titles and throw in there initially, I think you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be happy just off of those first party titles alone.
Well, I mean, right now, if you have PlayStation Plus and you manage to get a PlayStation 5, you already get all those PlayStation games, all those PlayStation 4 titles at no additional charge.
Right.
Now, they're not new titles, but you get them. I don't know that there's anything that they can do that would be different from what Game Pass is already doing. In terms of giving you the option to do, let's say they call it PlayStation Pass. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? PlayStation Pass is $10 a month, or it's $15 a month, and it includes, PSN, right? PlayStation Plus. It includes PlayStation Plus. I mean, that's the same as what Game Pass versus Game Pass Ultimate is. Now, they could do something that makes it include PlayStation Now. Right? I mean, PlayStation Now is a thing. It does work. The streaming part of it might not be as great as people want it to be, but there are also games that you can download, most of which are PS4 games, because the other stuff and the older stuff doesn't work that way. So unless they've managed to come up with a solution to fix that, and that's coming, then that, could be a thing. But I feel like that's really their biggest thing. Like, PlayStation Now does have potential to be an answer to Game Pass. I think the biggest difference between the two is the ability to download anything that's in the catalog, one, and two, the day and date first party titles, which PlayStation doesn't necessarily have to be able to compete with for probably another year or so, because Microsoft doesn't have any first party titles to me that are like, oh, you got to go get Game Pass so you can play these Microsoft games. Those don't exist yet. I mean, there's Forza and there's Gears. Halo's not really there yet.
Right.
Probably not coming until next fall. I don't think we see Halo Infinite until next fall.
Agreed.
I think Sony has plenty of time to come up with a solution. And they could do it any number of ways. They could just be like, you could pick one first party Sony title a year to be your free, game or whatever. Maybe they don't give you all of them. You know what I'm saying? Up front. I think a lot of people don't expect that Sony will be willing to give away their first party titles in a subscription service. Do y'all?
I think it all depends on the analytics they probably somehow get and see what Game Pass is doing to see if it would benefit them and what they're trying to pull off. I don't think that's the route they would actually go. But like Jokes is saying, the blueprint is there with Game Pass. Like, take it, study it hard, and apply it to whatever it is. Huh?
Just do what they're doing, right? I mean, just do what Microsoft is doing.
Essentially, yes.
And then, once they get their foot in the door and figure it out, then maybe try to switch up or try to make that unique, different type of experience. Yeah. But until you
don't take the DC route with your universe here. Like,
I was thinking,
just what Marvel is doing is working. Like, don't try to be all different and crazy and ruin everything. Like, all right, it's working. Let's just take that and we'll go through and adjust and see what works for our PlayStation players and all that kind of stuff. But the blueprint is there, and it's working.
I do feel like, because we were just talking about hard drive space, there are two things that would hold Sony back currently. There is not a hard drive solution for them. There's no external hard drive solution, SSD-wise, for them. The amount of space that's on the PS5 is already smaller than what's available on the Xbox. And so if they do something like Game Pass that does allow you to download games, where are you going to put them?
You need some place to put them.
Where are you going to put them? So think about how counterproductive it could be if they came out and announced, oh, yeah, we got something and you can start downloading games right now. And put them where, Sony? Real talk. Again, we're going to talk about what Jim Ryan's talking, because Jim Ryan said in an interview, there is no issue with hard drive capacity for PlayStation. Nobody is complaining about hard drive capacity. Sir, do you know what Twitter is? Have you ever been in a Reddit forum? People are hot, bruh. They hot. They don't have no space, dog. And the fact that there's no external solution or an internal solution right now has people steaming. They're going to get over it. And he knows they're going to get over it. But literally, I'm going to say this. That's probably the most Trump answer I've heard in the video game space in a long time. There is no hard drive issue. What are you talking about, dog?
There is
you know the size of these games, bro? Yes, it is. Now
I'm gonna tell you what else he said. Because this is what the reality of it is. My man just straight up was like, "Yeah, PlayStation is sold out. Like, that's it. There are no more. There's no more coming. It's a wrap."
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like, for this year, it's done. If you didn't get a PlayStation already, you're not getting one. Straight up. My man just Said it. Okay, cool. Now we don't know how many they produced. We don't know what that really means as far as how much they sold because they haven't said how many they sold. I'm sure they're doing just fine.
Oh,
now, we also saw this week that there are scalpers that managed to grab like 3,500 PlayStation 5.
They're doubling
in the UK. 3,500. I have seen posts that literally say, F your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
F your feelings. 900 for a digital, 1,100 for the disc. And just pictures of them joints, just warehouses full of them joints. Piled up, dog.
And I also seen the post of people going out there claiming, you know, yeah, I want to get one, and then robbing them and taking it.
Right. Like, what? Like...
No. Me.
Just saying.
Let me explain. Let me just, as y'all know, I spent a lot of time dealing with the music industry, inside and outside of it, but also on the retail side of things. And one of the incredible things about retail is that I feel like a lot of consumers don't understand is that the product that is in a retail store is already paid for. That product has been purchased by the company where you see the product in the store. That product has been sold to that company, and that company is reselling it to you and attempting to make a profit off of it. They have purchased them at a lower price, and they are selling it to you at a higher price. It's already been sold. Case in point. Years ago, circa like, I don't know, 2007, System of a Down had an album called Steal This Album. The cover for the album had no paper in it. The disc looked like a burned CD. Yep. The title of the album was written on it like it looked like Sharpie, and it just said System of a Down, Steal This Album. And let me explain to you why they did that. Because if you steal the album, it still counts as sales for them. Because what happens is retail stores will get what's called a send back. That is when the company that sold you product offers you as a retail store the opportunity to send that product back to them, and they will give you your money back for that product. As a person who worked in CDs, DVDs, movies, and whatever, literally every Wednesday we had a send back. We would get a list from the manufacturers saying, you're supposed to have 100 copies of this DVD. We need 50 of them back. Take those 50, tote them up, ship them to us. You go to grab those 50, you only got 20. Let me tell you how that company doesn't give a shit.
Nope.
They don't care that you don't have all of them.
You paying for them.
They just know you only getting your money back for the 20 you sent. Whatever got stolen, Slim, that's on you. So let me just put this in perspective for you. The fact that there are people who are scalpers who bought all these PlayStations, Sony made their money. Got it?
Yep.
Cute. Cool. It's done. Because whatever retailer Sony had already sold those PlayStations to, whether it was Best Buy or Amazon or GameStop or whoever, they already paid for them. And so they don't care. Here's the problem. When you have people that are trying to sell those systems at such a high rate, and they'll probably eventually sell through them all, when they're trying to sell them at that high rate, the sheer number of scalpers who have PlayStations where they are not in the hands of the people who are the people who want them the most, who will spend money in the digital store, who will go to GameStop and Best Buy and Amazon and buy discs so that PlayStation actually makes money on the back end. Please understand that Sony is losing money for every one of these systems that they sell. They're definitely taking a hit. There's no way in the world they wanted to sell you those systems at the price they're selling them at. They're only selling them that because Microsoft's taking a hit. Everyone says Microsoft can afford to take that hit.
Right.
Sony needs you to have the system as a person who really wants one so that you will spend money in their ecosystem.
Yep.
They need you to buy controllers and cameras. They need you to buy accessories. And as long as scalpers have that, if you pay them $1,100 for a console you were only going to pay $500 for, you've just spent an extra $600 that you may have spent buying games and accessories and so forth. So even if you get your hands on one, the amount of money you are now going to spend in Sony's ecosystem is lower.
Yep.
It hurts Sony. It's just what the fact is. Because the people who end up buying them ain't spending the money. That's
nope, they just sit there.
And if the scalpers can't move them, if they just sit, nobody's buying the product. Mm-hmm. Who's playing the games?
Nobody.
On top of the fact that nobody is spending money in those stores, you have fewer people that are playing on your network. So when you start on the measure, instead of being able to say, we sold this many consoles, you look at what they're doing now, they're saying, we have this many players playing games on our network. We have this many people who are utilizing our services. We have this many people who watch Netflix on our, you know what I'm saying? Not Hulu, because for whatever reason, there's no Hulu on PlayStation 5, even though they have money in Hulu. I still don't understand it. That hurts them. It's stupid. It hurts them. And individuals like us are going to pay for that on the back end. Period.
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
No, I said, yeah, somehow we are going to pay for it on the back end. Because they're going to look to make up the money up somewhere else.
We have to.
Raise subscription service or whatever they're going to do. It's going to be one of those buckets.
You might be surprised at how hurtful it could be if your business plan is based around selling consoles at a loss and then making it up in the software if people aren't buying the software.
That's a major L.
Because they either can't get the console, or when they got it, they had to pay so much extra for it that maybe they buy one game instead of 2 or 3. They don't buy an extra controller. You understand what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy, and it can have a super, super negative effect. So while, PlayStations are sold out, people who should have them don't have them.
True.
The people who need to have them in order for the ecosystem to remain healthy and good for the consumer don't have them. And there's no real good way to combat bots. And if you listen, it's one thing when you see articles like this on like The Verge or on Game Informer or GameSpot. It's another thing when you see them on Business Insider.
Yeah.
Where literally the quote unquote company that staffs like 12 people, they staff like 12 people and they charge a subscription service to be a part of their thing, so that because they're a group that basically uses bots to do everything from get consoles like this to get Yeezys ahead of everybody else. And so people pay them a fee of like $40 to $530 a month to be a member,
ready to go,
so that they can have access to this stuff at the time, so they get it early. It's crazy.
And it works.
It's crazy.
And that's the part. Like, I know these companies have tried to combat the whole bot process and all that, but they can't get it under control. And that's across the board everywhere. Just like you said, shoes, game systems. I don't care what releases. It's always so difficult to get in, to get them. There's no way as a human. There's no way you can defend against a bot. Bot's gonna go in. It's already configured. It's not even clicking. Like, it's sending the information through. It's literally grabbing everything like from the end of it and yanking it forward while you're still trying to click through to get to the end of it.
Here's the crazy thing. They interviewed the dude who like is the head of this company or whatever that does this, Business Insider. And someone's like, yeah, we were able to get them all because we knew ahead of time where they were going to be available and when. These members have insiders, like insiders. They know. They know Best Buy's going to have them. They know so-and-so's going to have them. They already have their stuff set up. Like they're ready to go. You can't beat that unless you get a subscription to them.
Right.
Hey, if you want it.
Slim, you got to get a subscription service. I mean, they really not thieves. But you understand what I'm saying? It's almost like
it's a business move in the sense of saying it's like
a black market subscription service, bruh.
Pretty much.
Hey, it's on fact. It ain't even on the dark web either.
Slim, it's out of control, bruh. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's out of control. And obviously there are people who are getting lucky. You know what I mean? Obviously there are plenty of people who did get PlayStation 5s. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, the bots can't get everything. Mm-hmm. But it's tricky. And somewhere between what retailers are trying to do to protect themselves too, because you also got to remember that like retailers need to sell them to people who are also going to buy product from them. Mm-hmm. Right? If you're Best Buy, you want to sell to somebody who has a person coming back to you to buy games or buy controllers or buy whatever.
Shoot, buy a new console. You probably end up buying a new TV. Some people like.
I mean, that's a real thing.
I talked to a dude.
That attach rate, that insurance plan, all that.
Oh, exactly. Bought a PS5, but he was like, "Yo, I'm running on a 1080p TV," and I'm like,
"Stop it!"
I'm like, "No." Yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, I need to go. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna buy a 4K TV," and I was like, "Yeah, but you gotta make sure you get the right type of 4K TV." But it's just like, but it's like. I'm like, some people are thinking ahead getting the console, but it's like if you don't have the other hardware piece to it,
all the parts, yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong,
you don't get the full fidelity of what it can do.
Yeah,
that's real. Yeah, I mean, look, it's tricky right now, man. I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna be the kind of thing like it's not gonna put Sony out of business, right? Like eventually it'll get back to it'll normalize and people will be able to get their hands on them and whatever. But I think that now as a company, like when you're talking about what you're gonna do to battle something like Game Pass, where you're gonna again because Microsoft already has a solution in place to try to turn people who either bought PlayStations or couldn't get one, or you're not in the Microsoft ecosystem, like people who don't have a console at all and don't care. They already have a solution in place if you can't get a console.
Right.
Like if you're gonna have the app on TVs, the app is on phones. Like right now, you don't even have to have the TV. You can get Game Pass and run it on your phone and just buy a controller and you can play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the fact that all their boxes run all the same games. In fact, all their boxes run the same games as well. So right now, you don't have to run out into the wild and try to get one right now. It's not like that rush for it. You know what I mean? Right. So, yeah.
It's already forced Sony to have to change their business plan because definitely their business plan was to leave PlayStation 4 behind. Even though there's 100, it's like 112 million PlayStation 4s in the wild.
And just do the
transition. So yeah, you need to put Spider-Man on there. Yeah, you need to put, you know what I mean? And right now, the rumor is that the next God of War is going to be on PlayStation 4.
Wow, and that's still a long ways out.
Oh, yeah. At least a year. It's probably next year. But if it's not, then it means that the new Horizon game is probably next year, which means that's probably coming right after it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you either, again, with the virus also holding up your process and your ability to make consoles, get consoles out there, people who are getting them are just people with bots getting them. You need to make sure that those games can run. If Ratchet & Clank is coming out in February, which is what they're saying, and people still can't get their hands on a console, and Ratchet & Clank, Insomniac already came out and said is only going to be on PlayStation 5, then the numbers for Ratchet & Clank are going to be stupid low. Mm-hmm. So when you know that, and you're the head of Insomniac, and you call Jim Ryan and say, look, bro, I know you wanted Spider-Man to only be on PS5. That's not a thing. We're not taking that hit. We're not taking that hit because y'all can't produce enough systems. All right, we'll give you Ratchet & Clank. Right? And they might move 2 million, 4 million units. If that, depending on how many are out there. I think in the first PlayStation 4, I believe in the first quarter, moved like 4 million units. I don't think PlayStation 5 is even close to that. I don't think they can produce enough.
Yeah.
So if you're putting out a game like that in February, the numbers are going to be way down by comparison.
Yeah, they can't get these consoles, put together and get them back out there in time or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you still got to worry about the scalpers out there still trying to snipe them up.
Yeah,
straight up.
It's a vicious little circle right now.
Yep, and it could be like that through like April.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? May, like there's no. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be real bad for quite some time. So I don't know, man. It's just food for thought. It's something to think about. When you think about the ecosystems you play in and what's going on with everything and what kind of solutions there are, vice versa, it's kind of tricky. I was gonna talk about this new Yellow Brick Studios that just formed, but it's not that deep. I want to play Grand Theft, so we about to wrap this up. That's fair, right?
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Get ready for this race, so I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You gotta get ready. Try to get that sword before you get started.
At least have that sword.
So listen, I wanna send a shout out to a guy named Mike. I'm not gonna give his last name because he actually chose to remain anonymous as far as the donations are concerned, but he was kind enough to actually stop me in the streets today and say, "Yeah, man, I saw y'all doing that whole video game thing for charity or whatever. Can I still donate?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah, you can. Technically, you can always donate." And he was like, "Boom," handed me cash today.
Dope.
I think that's dope. That felt really awesome.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times when you're doing something like that in the moment, the word doesn't necessarily get to everybody right away, or if it does, maybe you just don't have it at the time or whatever it is. So that was really dope, and it felt really good to get that. And so I'm excited. Look, you can still donate if you want.
Absolutely.
It still exists. We might still get sent to Shave's face.
Hey, it's still out there.
Somebody just read pot. I'm just saying, like I
think the time limit was up on that one.
What was left for Sin to do? I mean, what was left on there?
I don't know. I had to go check it.
You didn't need that much. It was pretty close.
I mean, it was doing all right. It was doing all right. You know what I mean? We might get him. You know what I'm saying? We might.
420.
Oh,
you need 100.
420 out of 500.
If I did 20, hey Gage, you do 20.
Plus the 40 I just got.
Oh, there's only another 20 that we need to get out of there. So 30 from each of us is what you said. What sounds like we're saying right now.
Y'all really want me to shave this off?
Hey, as you said,
I really
it'll
don't.
grow back.
I really don't want you to shave it off, but I wouldn't mind seeing you go through it.
It'll grow back. Don't worry.
I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, the other two members of the team have been through it. So,
and no one chip for you. So, just know, because I thought about it for a second. When I was in the grocery store yesterday, you can get the one chip in the regular grocery store right now. That actually surprised me, and I was getting ready.
Nah. I paid for that over this year. We ain't bringing that up no more.
My man said I'm done with that already, huh?
I got traumatized enough this year. I'm good.
Nah, you know what? For real, 420. It's only $80. If we both do 20, and then I got this other 40, I just got the thing. We put it on his. That's
a wrap.
Yeah, that's done. And I feel like, hold on, Slim. Hold on for a second, Sam. I don't feel like you put your money from the swear jar in.
Actually, no, I haven't put it in there.
Oh, swear jar plus that.
Hey, so listen, all you gotta do is go back and review just the portion where my man was playing Phasmophobia by itself.
It's a wrap.
It might be 80 in that joint by itself.
Sir, you did it to yourself.
Hey, Slim, it might be over. My man, John, like,
we gotta total it up and find out.
Oh, I'll do it.
Like, hey, all the footage is still there. We can go back and pull it from somewhere. It's on all the social media, so we got it all over the place.
Oh, it's definitely there. Oh, it's definitely there.
Huh. Hey, listen, man, y'all might see a whole new sin next week. I'm just saying. Listen, we're gonna deal with that in a little bit. We're gonna deal with that in a little bit. Yeah, that felt really good. I just want to take a moment for everybody who's here to just say, look, have a happy Thanksgiving. You know, I know it's been a lot going on this year. Things are crazy. They're different from what they've ever been. Still, there is a lot to be thankful for. So let's just, if anything else, a year like this should help teach us not to take things for granted. So I do want to take this opportunity to just say to everybody again, I appreciate you. I do love you all. Thank you. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the two of you guys. You know, enjoy your time with your folks tomorrow if you're doing that. You know, and if you need to, shoot me a message or something on Facebook if we're there, man. I'll respond to everything I can. I have no issues making sure I shoot a happy Thanksgiving out to folks. So yeah, please enjoy your time with your families. We will see y'all next week. We definitely have some things brewing. We are working on top 10 movies of 2020 lists as well as top 10 movies of the decade. We're gonna have to do something for top games of the year. It's gonna be tricky this year, and we're probably gonna have to wait that out and see how Cyberpunk weighs in for us this year. So that may not happen until February. We may have to push that out a little bit. Sin, do your job, please.
Sure. Let's shout out our top tier patrons. That would be Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dorch, and Tyrone Carson. Thank you very, very much. We truly appreciate it.
It is very true. Very true. Jokes. Yes, you do your job, please, and put that link tree in there for everybody. I just want to say for all of you guys who are, if you look at the chat right now, you see people responding from Facebook, from YouTube. There are people who respond on Twitch. If you are following us or have a preferred platform for us or whatever, it would mean a lot to us if you would go and follow us on other platforms. We managed to pull together a TikTok. It's there. If you're already TikToking, just look up Loading Snacks. Look us up on everything. It just is beneficial for us if you subscribe, if you like, if you share. All of that helps a lot. We don't mind pushing ourselves to whatever platforms you prefer. But if you don't mind going in and maybe just give us a like there or a follow there or whatever, and you never go back to that platform, that's cool. For us, we really appreciate it. Patreon is super, super helpful for us. So if you have the opportunity, go there and check that out. We have a new question that's going live for people who want to get their bid in on Patreon for what we should discuss for the Patreon only show. Last month we discussed which of us would be worthy to pick up Thor's hammer. I'm not even going to tell you anything about how that went. It was a good conversation, though. It actually turned into a pretty good conversation, I will say. So anybody who is a patron and hasn't seen it, go check it out. Please do that. We have a bunch of snack bites still coming for you guys. We have a new show called Snacking and Hanging, which is almost done editing. And so that'll be hitting soon. We're working on a new show called Beats and Beatdowns. There's a lot happening that we're working on for you guys. So thank you for tuning in. With that, we're out. Toodles and loose. What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.